I like that.
Yeah, man, the videos are exclusive.
Yeah, man.
You get the behind the scenes, everything.
A little bit of something.
So,
do one of these.
it's before.
Yeah.
You hear the little clank-a-lank. And then today we've got in the pregame on the video, for those of you joining us video, and not just on the podcast, we are rocking the Terramana tequila. This is the Blanco.
Look at me.
The Blanco. Are you moving the table?
Already?
It's already moving the table.
I'm good.
I'm gonna have to start bolting this shit to the ground.
We should just cut these joints off. Cut this off. Like, we don't need that much support.
I'm pretty sure it's what keeps the table together, Quincy. I'm pretty sure if you cut that side off, it just falls together. What I need to do is just be smarter and just turn it so you have the opening.
No, because then you can't slide under. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not the one that's fidgeting all day.
Yeah, you're right. Nah, it's all right.
He's got the restless leg syndrome. He's going to town on this.
It's all right.
All right, so we've got the Terramana tequila. So it comes in two types. They've got the Blanco and the Reposado or whatever. Yeah. I haven't tried that one yet.
I haven't tried his tequila at all.
Right.
So I'm ready to try it.
Well, here, let's get you going on this.
Mm-hmm. Do a little swirly swirl.
Okay.
Smells good.
Dude, it's I'm gonna reserve my judgment until after you've had it. Now I'm gonna put this, off camera. Damn, you can smell it. It fills the room with aroma. The aroma. So for those of you, if you want to get down, we're about 3 fingers into this. You get down, throw it down. Are you 2?
Well, I got thick fingers.
Thick ass fingers.
I'm a 3.
You're 3. All right, put this off to the side. All right.
There you go.
Cheers. I'm already spilling on the table. Tasty, huh?
Man, that's good.
I tell you, right? Doesn't need shit.
That is good.
But the best part about it is, like, I wanted to hate it so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, how are all these celebrities releasing fire-ass tequilas? Yeah. Like, that doesn't seem like a normal thing that people do.
Oh, it's delicious. That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
This will be the fuel.
Mm-hmm. This and this strong-ass coffee I'm drinking.
You're going to be fucked. You're out of it. You just got you got so much going on over there. I'm tangled up in the headphone cable. Okay. All right.
I'll be moving this mug so much it get loose.
This is the stuff this is what you tune in for on YouTube. Yeah. This is the premium content when you get to see us just fucking around for the first 3 minutes of getting everything going. All right. It's game time up in this piece. Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Syndicate podcast. I'm sitting here with Quincy, and today we're going to talk about food and shit like we always do. But specifically today, we are going to start things off by talking about the weird food trends that have taken place. We'll cover some food trends all the way back to 2020, but my main focus is going to be on 2021. But
quarantine has done something to food.
Yeah, you want to know what's really funny though? Is so I was talking about this to my wife Lauren, and she was like, "Has it been 2 years?" Like you don't realize how much time.
That either. Yeah,
you don't think about how much time has gone by because really, like, those 2 years have just kind of like really blended together.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you just kind of blacked out.
Like it crimbus already. It crimbus.
Yeah, I'm opening presents.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Didn't I just do this?
And it was like slightly different versions of each shitty time. Yeah, so it's like, you're still it's been a nightmare.
Yeah.
But
it's been weird.
Yeah. So if we go back to 2020, I mean, like,
cuz food trends was already like social media got people really like with Tasty and all them shits,
even
like
before
Bon
that.
Appetit.
Yeah.
People like they've been always circulating videos, but it's just now everybody's putting out videos, and it's getting crazy. Like,
oh yeah, man! You went from Food Network like really being like the main driving force of that to like everybody has their home cooking show.
Do people not our age know about Food Network?
There used to be this thing called television.
Yeah.
And your ass had to tune in
cable,
at specific times to watch shows. There wasn't even a recorded fashion. You missed it.
No.
It's gone.
No, you watch some Emerald Lagasse.
Right. And then he just disappeared straight up. Like, dude was just gone.
Listen, man. Like,
he got his money, son.
You stay home after school. Boy, if cartoons is off, you throwing on some damn Food Network. or dang Travel Channel.
And man, I'll tell you what, we were talking about, Lauren and I, you'd always wake up like in the middle of the night and it'd just be like, Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
Like telling you about your fortune and shit.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So like everybody became like this at home like food chef. Like yeah, you had your own show, right?
Yeah.
No rules, no checks, no nothing. You just are on there to get the views, right?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think it was a good way to break up a monotonous day.
Oh yeah.
Being stuck in the house and not being able to go anywhere, and you like, all I can do is learn to do something.
Right, you need a
So
hobby.
I'm either going to build something or I'm going to cook.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like people going crazy because it's like, I got to eat, and I'm getting tired of eating the shit that's in my house because I can't get anywhere.
You're right. You're right.
Or all the restaurants are closed. Like,
Oh yeah, man. I had friends that I thought were gonna starve to death because
Yeah.
there wasn't a drive-through.
Yeah.
Like I had friends going all the way back to oh man, what was it like? We had this blizzard a long time ago. It was like it was an ice blizzard, ice storm. For people that didn't live in the Midwest, but we got hit hard enough that like FEMA had to come to the Midwest because of ice.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of ice. And I had a buddy, and he's like, "Man, what are we gonna do? There's no food." And I was like, "What do you mean there's no food?" And he's like, "McDonald's is closed. Like all these places are closed." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do you have like even a can of food in your house?" And they're like, "No." It's like, Jesus, man, this is a bad situation. So I get it, but with this one, like we kind of talked a little bit about
with the COVID in the kitchen.
yeah, COVID in the kitchen a little bit, and kind of that episode we kind of explained like, there's the run on the grocery stores, nobody wanted to go there, like produce was weird and that stuff was dicey. Once we got that kind of figured out a little bit, like once people stopped like sanitizing their groceries and sanitizing the packages at the door, like once you learned it wasn't like on the surface of shit as bad as like previously had thought, we were like, I'm going shopping.
Yeah.
So the grocery store is like the only place that you're going to see somebody and not recognize them because they've got a mask on and everything else on, which in a way is kind of nice because you can kind of get to what you're doing.
Yeah.
But like then it was also
I
kind
be
of like,
recognizing everybody, Frank.
really?
Oh man, yeah. Eyes, I'm like, who did you? Jeremy?
Yeah, you got it down, man.
And I just want to say, I never say Jeremy. If you got an Aaron in your name,
He said Jeremy like
Jeremy.
15 times
Your name's
today.
Jeremy. If you get Gerald, your name's Gerald, not Gerald. What the heck? Cheryl, your name's Cheryl, not Cheryl. That's weird.
Yeah, I learned right away
Sorry.
that I'm terrible at identifying people from like the nose up.
Yeah.
Like I'm only identifying
You don't
people.
look at your friends, Frank.
I do, but it's mostly, I guess, mouths and like noses
man,
and chins.
I can tell by your walk. I can see you from behind. I know your walk, body shape, everything.
Quincy
When I look
is
at everything,
casing
I think
you
it's the
out.
artist thing in me because I focus on like people's features like crazy. So if I see you from a distance, if you got a certain little lean to you, listen, I know who you are. If I see a little limp,
Shit.
you got a limp, boy, I know that limp. That's old boy. I know you.
Anybody robs anything near Quincy, he's gonna be able to pick you out and just draw you.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm gonna forget all those details, and they're gonna be like, "Can you identify this person?" I was like, "Do you have a chin, a mouth, and a nose?" And if you don't have those things, you might as well just throw it away.
Like I can never know the person, but if I see you at the store and I'll go to another store and I see you, I know you again. Like I remember you. Like I'm like that. I know it's like, yeah, man. I'm weird like that.
I'll remember weird things. Like I'll remember stuff people tell me, like what all they've been doing. Like I'll remember all that stuff. I'll forget a name. And anything else.
Yeah, I can forget some names now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll fuck some names up. Like I love that people know my name because I'm kind of the only Quincy people know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that's a good thing.
I'm in the same boat.
People like, hey Quincy. I'm like, hey, what up? I ain't got to say, hey, what up, blankety blank. You know what I'm saying?
There aren't a lot of Franks under 70 that I know, so I'm pretty
true.
good.
I only know a little handful of Franks. No, I only know two.
Yeah,
and I knew a little kid named Frank, and I was like, your name Frank? That's weird.
Like, no, it's not.
A child, it's weird. Like I couldn't imagine you a child and calling you Frank.
Yep.
That's such a grown man
And what's even funnier is one of those Franks is like the one I knew, and that was the only other one I knew.
It's one white Frank and one black Frank.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm pretty sure them the only two in the world. Y'all the only two in the world for me.
Other than the older ones. We got some older ones I run into every now and then. But man, getting stuff at the grocery and cooking at home is one thing, but like each time you go to the grocery, it's kind of like so once the pandemic's like kind of fully set in and we've like sort of figured out how, like, nobody's freaking out about toilet paper anymore. Like, you're able to get shit.
Yeah.
But, like, you don't know what shit's going to be out. It's kind of like Russian roulette with what's not going to be there. So, like, it's really funny going to the grocery store. I can't remember if we've talked about this before, but, like, when you go to the grocery store and, like, people have lists, like, because they follow recipes. Like, if you're a cook that follows a recipe, that's cool. But if you don't understand technique, you're locked to a recipe.
Yeah.
And, like, man, this last getting stuff for Christmas and even Thanksgiving was hilarious because there'd be a bunch of people there, but they got their lists, but they're out of shit. And they don't know how to substitute.
Yeah.
So, like, people were like, man, there's no brown sugar. Fuck. Or there's, like
it's
a
like,
bunch
you
of
know,
dudes.
the ingredients of brown sugar, right?
Well, right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can make it. You can make it, or you can sub. You can sub something else, right? Like, I mean, you got maple syrup, go get maple syrup. You want to get some white sugar, get some white sugar. You'll figure it out. Like, there's ways around it. But if you don't think like that, if you're not problem solving, which is what Kitchens is all about, it gets a little tricky, right? So you always got to be...
brown sugar, I ain't trying to mess us up again. But do you remember brown sugar would get hard?
Yeah.
It don't get hard no more. You ever notice that?
Yeah, because they're fucking with it.
Why is that? I was like, man, I've had an open bag of brown sugar and just had, you just twist it up. You just twist up.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it's always soft. But I remember always being younger and like, once you open a thing of brown sugar, it's like the next day it's a brick.
Yeah. But
why
you
don't
also
they do that
notice
no
that
more?
dark brown sugar isn't dark no more?
Yeah.
That shit is getting brighter.
Move and look at your eye.
Yeah,
man.
it's brighter and brighter. Like, you get dark brown sugar and you're like,
conspiracies, man.
Like, that's the same
Is
color.
this a Mandela effect?
I think so, man.
Was brown sugar always soft now?
No.
That I said that and people were like, no, I never
Absolutely
remember
not.
brown sugar being hard.
I guarantee you my dad's house has some
There's
old
a
ass
block of brown sugar somewhere.
It is petrified.
Yeah.
You got to chisel that shit.
That was a thing. And I remember buying brown sugar. I was like, damn, this shit's still soft.
Yeah, and then people were doing, I mean, they were throwing bread in it and shit. You throw all sorts of shit
trying to
help
keep it
out.
from getting hard. Yeah, all right, I gotta say it.
That
I gotta
shit
say it. Get it off my chest.
Man, I'll tell you, I'll go get some from my dad's house. I know it's there.
Yeah, all right, my bad.
Yeah, it's still
substituting.
There. Yeah. So if you can't substitute, then it becomes a lot more of a problem.
Yeah.
Because you're just navigating this series of things you can and can't do. And so like you go there and every grocery visit's like kind of playing Iron Chef, right? You're showing up and it's just like a mystery box of what you're gonna get.
They give you a la cuisine and you gotta just make it up on the spot.
And the thing with me though that's tight is like when I go to the grocery store, like I don't ever have a list anyway. So I'm just like, hell yeah, we'll see what's going on here. We're making this. So if you can adapt on the fly, you're good. If not, it sucks. But so
unless
then
it's something you're baking, you almost don't need you have to go buy a tea on certain baking things.
Yeah, certain stuff you gotta get weird with. Yeah. But yeah, so that was the weird part. So after that part, like now that we're fully settled into the pandemic and you kind of know what's going on, you're like, okay, grocery stores are weird, but like I'm gonna get 90% of the things that I need. Maybe I won't get powdered sugar. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. No.
Times are tough. Like people trying to compare it to like when people had to be in bread lines.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, bro, just because they don't have the certain flavor of Pop-Tart that you're looking for does not mean. I saw there were threads online of people freaking out because they couldn't get Diet Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
There was a shortage on Diet Dr. Pepper. Now, of the diet beverages, Diet Dr. Pepper is pretty good.
Yeah. It tastes the most like the thing that it was supposed to be, yeah.
But I'm not going to lose my shit when I have to settle for Diet Coke if that's what you're going to do. Like, you're going to be all right. It's not the end of the world, right? Like, it's not... the stuff that we don't have is nothing that you need.
Yeah. People freak out. People just like to freak out.
Yeah.
I bet they make a list like, man, what am I going to talk about today?
What am I going to be
What I'm about to get mad about today? I bet people come to y'all shop and they're like, they get an order for something. And they ask for cream, and they get it on top, little whip joint, little foam, and they like scoop the shit off, and then come back to you, be like, I asked for foam or cream. I'm like, suck it. Oh, dude. I see that pile of cream on the napkin over there. Why you scoop that off?
Oh,
like they just want to be mad.
There are some people that cannot be helped, and for those of you listening that cannot be helped, I'm sorry. Like I don't know what else you need to be told, but like. It's not everybody else's fault. At some point, you got to take some responsibility for your own actions. But yeah, so like you get past all that stuff, And then let's see what did stuff that people got into pretty quick. So yeah, you're right. Like it moved to social media really quick. Like everybody was on there. Like all of a sudden, like it was kind of like a perfect storm too, because like TikTok had just like launched. So all of a sudden there became all these like hilarious TikTok trends, how to make something real fast, or like all these really short recipe things that blew up crazy fast. Some of them were dumb as hell. Some of them were pretty cool.
Yeah, like a lot of one pot stuff. Pot stuff and bread.
Right. And then the ASMR stuff like really went crazy. Like people making whatever, just like making it to where you could really listen.
Yeah.
You hear all the everything going on. Like it got nuts. But then it like everybody had all, like you were saying, man, you're stuck at home, you don't have shit else to do. You're extremely bored. Most people, like the one thing you can get flour, you can get sugar, you can get water, you can get yeast, you can get all this stuff. People start going crazy on sourdough. Yeah. Like wild.
Everybody Googling sourdough starter.
Oh, yeah. Sourdough starter. I got the mother.
What kind of jar I need?
Right. And then people are making like, and let me get this straight. I mean, I got tons of friends that did this, so this is by no means hate.
Yeah.
But there was a fanatical sourdough movement.
And it was a trend. That and overnight oats.
Oh, yeah. This 2020, like hardcore. This is like, this is what was going on. Yeah. But like, the thing is, I'm low-key jealous, too, because I'm like, I'm not doing that because I'm still cooking other stuff. Yeah. But I'm like looking at people's sourdough.
I sure was thinking like, I wish I would have had a sourdough starter.
Yeah. At some point, there was a little bit of jealousy in there because I'd be like seeing some of these loaves people turning out. Yeah. And I was like, damn. Some of these.
I was like, I ain't got a Dutch oven.
For those of you, for those of the Nom clan that are in the Nom Syndicate groups, man, I've seen some of the breads that you're making. They're good. Yeah. And also, I saw what happens when you have excess starter because you got to eat that stuff constantly or it grows over your whole house. Yeah. They're making
bust out that jar.
Oh yeah, they were making like little what were they? The sourdough crackers, like the little sourdough, like they'd like snip pieces off and bake it. That looked fantastic. Like at no point did I see any of that and get annoyed. I was just kind of like, of all the things to take root, this is what's at. This is nice. Some people got into gardening.
I was jealous too I was like, whoever's making this bread has the counter space or table space to do this.
And the containers for rising.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I ain't got those. Like I love making pizza, right?
Yeah.
And for one, I ain't got a thing to cook pizza in, so I do it like cast iron style, which I'm gonna do and show y'all
a video.
One day.
Hell yeah.
Which I do it like that. But it's like I don't have the oven for it, really. I don't have the space for it. Like I ain't got spaces to keep my dough and you know what I mean? Like proofing station. I ain't got a proofing station. I ain't really got nowhere to knead my dough. Like for me to knead my dough, I gotta like shift shit all around in my kitchen.
You gotta pull a table in. You gotta go living room.
But you see my kitchen table. I can't knead on that.
Yeah, I want everybody to know that Quincy and I are both in the Tiny Kitchen Club.
Yeah, man.
We got small kitchens.
It's so whack. I'm jealous.
But the things that we do is fantastic in those kitchens, but they are not large.
No, man.
It's very, very small. And I think that's mostly why we grill so damn much, because you get to go outside and you got space. Yeah. I mean, we could start doing it like, oh man, you see the kitchens and like.
Yeah, I would record while I was outside, but it's too windy, you know what I mean? Yeah. That would be a bad video.
And in Thailand and stuff, I'll be looking at how people do kitchens in there, and they like eat up their living room. Their living room has like a prep table, is like the main table. I'm like, it's kind of the way to do it. Yeah. Like, have everybody over, they're watching TV. Hey, how about you like make some tortillas or something while you're out here?
Clean that chicken.
Yeah, clean some chicken. Peel some vegetables. Like, put those hands to use. You're just sitting there watching.
And take your shoes and socks off, because that's how I usually see it. Somebody's feet is close to the item that you're about to eat.
Man, I saw this. What was it? There was like this special like food cabinet that they used. I got really into watching like true Thai food kitchen thing, like watching people do the recipes, and like one of them had this like, there's not a lot of refrigeration in some of those areas, so like they had this special what was it? It really threw me off because I was like trying to figure it out, but it was like a cabinet, but it was like wire, and then the wood legs were in these like tall buckets and all this stuff. And I was like, what are those buckets for? And I didn't realize that they filled them with water so the ants can't get up. And I was like, oh.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's probably why a lot of stuff is fermented in those places too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to preserve it in some way, man.
But that'd be so good.
It is.
They so good at fermenting shit.
They figured it out. Yeah. You know, you got to figure that shit out.
We can keep stuff forever.
Right.
Yeah.
And it tastes good, so that's awesome. But so basically we got the sourdough going hard. Mm-hmm. Sourdough basically for me was like most of 2020. Like I just remember just always sourdough. Mm-hmm. What other trends kind of popped up like that? The
overnight oats, the sourdough,
meal prepping, kind of
meal prepping. Yeah, the one pot stuff. Well, that kind of hit in 2021. The one pot stuff, where they put like a block of cream cheese or something in the middle, like a whole bunch of noodles with some sauce and stuff, like and then bake it like or ricotta, whatever. But that became
those
a big
weird
thing.
Pastas, like those TikTok pastas, are gross.
Yeah,
like where they throw the dry ass noodles in there, but a block of cream cheese. They just pour the water in and a bunch of seasoning.
Those noodles are gonna be overcooked or undercooked. Like something's gonna be weird in there.
I'm all about even dispersion of ingredients. And they're like, okay, it's done. And they just stir it. And I'm like, oh. Like nothing about that's appealing to me.
Like a few of them noodles you eating got to be crunchy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hate it so much. And the bottom, get it out of here. I was not happy with any of that. I was like, and what's the best part about this? Like, why? It's like somebody just write in the comments. Somebody give me a heads up. I need some insight. You know, because sometimes it's just perspective.
Yeah.
But why are some of the dumbest fucking dishes and the worst cooking things? Where are these TikTok people getting access to these big ass kitchens?
Man,
tell me about
I ain't playing.
that.
They kitchens be nice.
Yeah,
like y'all got all the
multi-million-dollar kitchens, marble countertops for days.
You know what good came out of there? Oh boy, Hood Kitchen.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, Hood Kitchen came out. He went the opposite route.
Yeah.
He got nasty.
Yeah, he got nasty.
He was sick.
Yeah, but I appreciated it.
Yeah, respect for the dedication to the craft.
Yeah, man.
The other boy came out of it too. Josh Weissman, man, that dude was on TikTok. Yeah, and all he was doing was recreating the shit you couldn't get out to eat. Man, now I own one of his cookbooks.
Oh, girl, that one black lady was like this, like that. Yeah, I love that lady. Yeah, she came out. There was a couple good little things that came out of it, but man, what we talking about? Because I want to talk about this the weird shit that was getting. That
are we in 2020 or are we in 2021?
This 2021.
All right, we're going to 2021. Man. The stuff that pisses Quincy off. Well, he's readjusting in his seat, mind you.
Let me start it off like this.
Okay.
2020, I'd say right in 2020 because that's around when COVID hit, right? Right? Am I right? Because when it happened.
Are you trying to say that you have more forgiveness in 2020?
No, I don't.
No, he's hating from day one.
First, let me say, if you have any like what was it? PSD?
PTSD. He's having a PS5.
Look, I got you got any PS5 over COVID? No.
We're about half into this tequila. He's like, I had a PS5 situation. No, and I'm gonna say no, you didn't, because ain't nobody have a PS5 situation.
So, to whoever has it, because we talking about COVID, and COVID hit people pretty hard. We lost some people. I lost some family. Yep. So we're not trying to be disrespectful about COVID, you know what I mean, or turn you off about this, because the episode ain't about that, but you kind of got to talk about it, to get what we saying.
So respect to the people that had COVID, but all you other motherfuckers that didn't have COVID, we're coming at you.
Yeah. So, but all right, 2020, you started getting this trend of fake pranks. Okay, a lot of fake pranks, right?
Yeah,
and I hated it. Like every time I turn something on, I'm watching it. I like a good prank video, but I'm watching. Then I find out. Like towards the end, I'm like, why? Why did I watch it? I get so angry.
Quincy wants the prank to be sincere.
Yes, there was one specifically that made me stop watching these people because I would get so. It started off with magic tricks, like fake magic stuff, where it's like these people already know the trick.
Oh, the trios where you find out it's all the friends. Yeah,
I hated them. I hated them. All of them, because every time one of them pop out, I get so mad. But they started doing these fake pranks, right? And one of them specifically, I got so mad. There was these people sitting on a park. There was this person sitting on a park bench, right? And it was like the park bench is that couch right there, right?
So about 10 feet away.
Yes, and then there's people at this tree talking loud and like doing the thing to the camera. You know what I mean? This person that apparently they know, you know, it's like the friend. All of a sudden, he just don't see them over here by this tree for some reason. They're like painting stripes on this chick and stuff to make it look like she sat on wet paint when she goes to sit on the bench, right? But I'm like, I hate it. I was so angry. I didn't even watch the whole thing, but I was like, well, I'm getting loud over here. I hope the levels ain't messing up. I get loud when I get passionate about something I hate.
All right.
that started it off, right? And I noticed those people moved to cooking videos. Now their cooking videos ended up being pranks in themselves because they would do stuff disgustingly. Yeah. So it's like the main one. It started off. Like I feel like the first one I seen, huh?
Is this like subbing like toothpaste for sour cream?
No. They used all the right ingredients and stuff, but they were just nasty in the way they prepared stuff. Like okay, say they got a can of something, they just scoop out the stuff. It started off okay. This lady made it was like a nachos in a cone. Yeah. Okay, and you can just eat the cone or whatever. It's like a taco in a cone or nachos in a cone or whatever. So she like prepping everything on a table. You know what I mean? Just a bare ass kitchen, like an island, a bare ass island. She just mixing like the cheese, meat, everything, salsa all over the table, sour cream. She just mix it all up with her hands. She's scooping everything out with her hands,
like she's Cold Stone Creamery,
yes, like but with bare hands. Sick. And it's gross. And then she just like scoop it out, putting it in this like cone like that she made out of a tortilla shell, and then she's eating it. That's what started, and it's gross. And I'm like, why? And then everybody's making like reaction videos to her making this nasty shit. Well, it ain't that it's nasty. She just prepared it nasty.
But she did it on purpose.
Yes, on
so
purpose.
That they would get these reaction videos. Yeah,
and that started a trend of these fake things too. So they did another one, and I hate it, and it still turned me off. You know what I mean? But it's like this lady made like a hamburger. like a people was making those stuffed hamburger joints. Yeah. So that became that was a trend, I'd say, that started in 2020, where they do like it's like a ground beef with like some type of cheese in the middle and another thing. So this lady was making something kind of like that, but it was like a big ass cast iron skillet of it, right? Yeah. But she's doing everything barehanded. Then there's a dog. There's a dog by the table, right? Now, people don't like animals in the kitchen, you know what I mean, when they cooking. But this lady was feeding it like
it was like French in her hands.
She would like feed it the food, and then go right back to like mouth, like, and she would purposely let it like her hand to go in the mouth. At one point, like there was bacon. It's like a bacon wrapped burger thing. So there was bacon hanging over. The dog was like, just eating, nibbling the bacon. She's like, just scooting. She just continued. I'm like,
they do that on purpose, man. They know what you're gonna get.
But they know, and that.
It's that infamy, man.
Oh my God, man! That was to me. That's the worst trend that and then and now, okay, now it's got to an even worse level, right? To me, there's this trend now of this dirty feet, this dirty bottom of the foot shit, right? Where people have the dirtiest feet.
Dirtiest feet. Man, what algorithm do you have? The dirtiest
feet. I don't know.
Damn,
I don't know.
It's
just stuff popped up. The dirtiest feet, right? And they'll be like, it all started. The first one I ever seen was this lady eating hot wings or something. There's like a dude or a chick eating hot wings or something, and she's like got her. Her feet are so dirty. There's like clumps of stuff stuck to the bottom of his foot. It's like completely black.
Nope.
There's stuff. I'm like, how do you even purposely make your foot look that dirty? Ew. It was, and they're like, just like, okay, say this to the table. They got like their foot crossed. Their foot crossed right here, so you can see the bottom of the foot. And then they're like eating wings, and their like toes are like, and they're just like eating.
That's gross, man.
I'm like, oh my God, so much bad stuff came. Yeah, like when it comes to stuff like that, that's the bad part of the food stuff. And people watch it though, like because
like a car wreck, man.
But it's just it's like if it comes up on there, it just there's trends that it's just gonna pop up again. Yeah. So it's like it ain't that you watch it, but you can't get it away from you because it's like you just if you say you watch a lot of food stuff, that's just under the food category. So it just pops up, and I'm like, no, get this dirty ass. And sometimes you don't know you're getting into it until you then started watching it a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's that explosion and wake shit. Like the same thing happens in music. You have like a band that comes out and they do something new. And it's exciting, so then like a bunch of other people kind of mimic that sound because they're like, well, that took off and I like it, so I'm gonna and that just naturally happens. So you have like who originated, and then all the copycats, and the people that copy that, and then those influence whatever. But it's real bad with social media, especially with like TikTok, because you're already like catering towards a very, very short attention span. You're really trying to do this. So when they see things that work, there's no fucking shame into immediately ripping that off. Exactly. Not even like a little bit, but exactly. And then like it's even worse because TikTok is very their algorithms are so weird that like the originator of a thing they won't get royalties from anybody copying anything. And they actually may make significantly less than the people copying it. And nobody will even know that they were the originals.
Yeah. And you know what I've seen a lot too? Like, okay, like you said, it's the copying thing. I've seen people start doing things that like Tasty.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for a while.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they were one of the first one. Like them and I can't think of it, but them and some other people, like in Bon Appetit and stuff, they would make these short, especially Tasty.
They would make these Facebook short videos all the time. YouTube all the time.
So I started seeing, they had trends way back. This is like before 2020. I started seeing people come back with the same videos, like explaining, like, did you know things? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, did you know you could do this? You know what I mean? Like, or I was this old when I found out this.
Yep.
Like opening pop cans a different way or some other shit, or like the can opener one where you turn the can over, like opener on this side.
That's hell, by the way.
It's dumb. And can openers always break. That shit ain't gonna work anyway because your can opener don't work. Nobody got a working can opener right now in their house.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yep.
Not a proper one. But yeah, it's like I started seeing that, like, because TikTok already do that. They're like, there's almost no original content on it. There is, but it's hidden under all the copies. You know what I'm saying? So with food, you started seeing that and people copying other people's mannerisms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, it's the quick, short thing. So it's like with the Josh Wiseman, people ain't copying him. He already been doing his thing, but he just does a real good job on TikTok. But then you see the other, like, kind of copycats of other cooks when they do the, like, quick intro thing. They do like that one guy throws the knife in the board. You know what I mean? It's like they do certain things, and you see other people do this, and they're all overreacting. They're like, let's try. They got a thing, or they do the thing where they like drop the food and it's spread out to the already diced. Like they drop a tomato and it spreads into the diced tomatoes. Like they do that. Like you need this. It's like, yeah, man.
Well, it's like a
TikTok. And well, first it was that Musically or whatever, but and what was the other one back in the day? Well, it was TikTok and Vine. That started. I feel like that started the copy trend, where it was like, okay, you just take the sound bite and you just voice over the sound bite or the dub. You dub it. You know what I mean? I feel like those started that, and it's just like, why?
Well, they create, man. The moment they create a new thing, it's kind of like a really shitty, half-assed version of like what happened when The Matrix came out. Like, they figured out that way to do that slow, long pan, like the circular shot, and like so people start doing it all the time.
Yeah.
Same thing happens when they figured out how you could do the, like you're saying, where you start animate or the shooting. Yeah. And so like they throw it and all of a sudden it's pre-diced. So it's
like when Max Payne came out. You could slow motion shoot. Now like everybody get to pause it so you can slow motion shoot some people.
so like people are gonna go out there and they're gonna utilize this new medium. But the problem is like nobody else figured it out. The camera, like the app released this feature, so now everybody's using that feature in roughly the same ways. So that's going to happen. And with TikTok, it's all about prioritizing everything to be current. So whoever reacts or does anything is going to get a priority over whoever originated it, and there's no hierarchy, which is really weird. Like, I actually...
It's like the person who made the original sound, it might not have been a funny thing, but the people who do or funny or sexy thing, right? So it's like they not even... That sound, if I dubbed over and I do something extra silly that
you
catches on...
You are not a young, cute enough girl to get enough likes, bro.
Yeah. But it's like if you did... But if you did, now that person's thing, the originator, is like pushed to the bottom of the barrel, and now that other person who copied it is on top. You know what I'm saying? It's whack.
Man, I'll tell you, I just, we got rid of, like, I had TikTok for a while because I was using it for business, but then I realized like the target market audience or the target audience for TikTok was so low, like in age, that nobody has money. So I instantly stopped.
These children ain't worried about coffee.
And not
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, it's fun to
unless
do.
it's some type of fancy like weird.
Yeah, it's fun to do,
mix.
and you can get like a lot of views, and you can get a following, and you can do all these different things, and that's cool.
Because we got one.
Yeah,
we only got like 4 videos,
right?
On
and
it.
It's great, but like for a tradition. Let me preface this with like a traditional company in terms of like being selling a product and coffee and things like that. Like it's not, to me. I mean, it's useful if that's, but there's only so many social media things. I think it is if that's what you're all in on. But like, I'm just not all in on it. Like, I still prefer Instagram over TikTok. I prefer, like, I don't like it's more of a there's no right or wrong. Like if you're into TikTok hard, that's fine. That's totally great. But for me, it has a lot to do with like whether I'm promoting more long-term thought and engagement, like long form, not long term. Long form's a better word. So like whether I'm promoting like a longer attention span versus a shorter one. And I don't really like rewarding the shorter attention span because I feel like it just makes things worse because there's no context. Nothing's put into context. It's just like a real quick blip to get like the immediate gratification and dopamine hit, and then you're out.
Like when you and Pete do the tastings and stuff like that, like the longer version makes more sense there because it's like if it's a short version, it doesn't make any sense,
right? And
like what they doing?
Just any topic, like and
there's no interaction,
right? You can do a quick half a rant for 2 seconds and then be done with TikTok, and like everybody's just gonna react to that really quickly. But it's I don't know, man. I hated when they started doing that to like news and media, to like they'd take a whole story and they'd reduce it to a soundbite. And then TikTok's taken that soundbite and reduced it to a further reduced soundbite. And then people inside of TikTok are taking those and making it why?
Then there's no context to what you're doing because people, like, you have a specific thing you do and there's a very high quality in the thing you do.
Right.
So people can watch it. Say you do like a 15-second TikTok of it. Like, it takes away from the quality and standards you uphold in your product. And it's like people can look at it and like critique it in a way where it's like make your stuff look bad because they don't even see the entire process.
Even if it's not that, it's just I don't like the quick engagement. So like, but like I like that they've started implementing more long form videos on TikTok. That's kind of nice. That's kind of interesting because now like even when they introduced the 60-second, that was like a really big jump from 15 seconds. 15 seconds is really concise. 60 seconds is pretty concise too.
I got to find out about a lot of new anime off of TikTok, so I'm hyped about that.
I've learned some stuff too, but man, it makes you feel like a creep at sometimes too, because like I'll just be looking at shit I'm into, mostly cooking videos, and then it would be
teenager come up on there twerking. You're like,
you're like, Jesus Christ, yeah, right. Like, why is this on here?
Like, and you go to show your wife a video you watching, and then all of a sudden she scrolls up and there's like an ass on there. You're like, I'm sorry, I did not know.
And then they're like, here's the thing that's funny. Pete and I were talking about this not too long ago, but it's like
she looking at you like, then what you watching? I like, I swear.
I'm like, right.
I was watching somebody cook rice. I swear.
Yeah, they're trying to talk.
I got the thing of people cutting off like fixing cows' hooves.
Yeah,
I got a whole thread. I'll just be watching, and all of a sudden the twerk come up. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's not on what I was looking at.
But their algorithm's funny because they're like, well, the algorithm says you want that, and I'm like, dude, the algorithm of half of people are going to look at an ass if you put it on there because it looks good, but it doesn't mean that I'm searching for it. I was looking at cow hoof threads. Why all of a sudden is there an ass in my face? And then it's like, then they're like, because we know you want it. Like, that's basic humanity. You're trying to just throw some jiggling ass out in front of somebody. Like, there's a lot of people that are going to look at that shit. And of course, it's going to prioritize it higher. But what's not good is that half those motherfuckers are doing that in the bedrooms of their parents' house. And that ain't okay. Like, how many times are you going to have to hear that? What's that dumbass song? Was the small waist, pretty face? How many times is that going to come up? And I know that person is waiting to go down for family dinner. Get the fuck out of here with that. Like, that ain't okay. So that's like one of the things I can't stand about TikTok. But there is a lot of cool shit on there. But it's just meant to, that algorithm's just so meant to keep you hooked on that shit. So it's just going to keep throwing stuff.
It works, man. They do a good job at keeping you stuck on stuff. Because it's like, if you into anything, there's a lot of content on it.
Man, did you find the guy that he's like this he's this dude that has like a shrimp company, and he just like, he's this crazy like redneck Cajun dude that just
You talking about the dude be like,
He's like, put it on a cracker, dude.
Yeah.
That dude has me dying.
Put that on a cracker, dude.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about.
And like, I want to find a video of him just normal. Like,
yeah, but that might be him. I know a couple people like that.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then like he'll put so many videos where he's just like casually just being like,
man,
I'm
I
like,
watched
that has
him
to
make
be
some cracklings, and it was just like he made them cracklings look good.
Dude,
he made a giant thing of cracklings.
Well, that's what he does.
Because he know what he's doing too. He really know how to cook shit too. And but he makes a lot of. But he know what he's doing.
He did collards not too long ago, and it made me laugh real hard because he really emphasized. He's like, you got to wash this shit, or you're gonna have sandy shits.
Yes.
And I was like,
I was gonna tell, because I sent that I screenshotted.
I made some collard greens.
What you
had to send a warning out.
Yeah. So I sent that. I sent that on our glide to my sister and brother. Then they was like, okay, we got to see. We gonna have to taste them. He better have seasoned them good. He better.
I threw it down.
That washing. If you,
we've
ate a lot of greens from people, and they didn't know to wash their greens.
You get that grit.
You get a lot of grit if you don't wash them. Boy.
You ever do that with leeks, man? Leeks are the worst. They got sand in all those
I know what
crevices.
you're talking about. Yeah, they say leeks is like crazy bad because especially it's tight.
Oh yeah, it's so sandy. You got to really break them down. But yeah, collard greens came out pretty good. This one I did a mix, just collards, but then I did mustard greens.
Yeah, mustard.
Legit.
We my mom does like a mix of mustard and collard, and
yeah, I did about a 50-50.
Either mustard and collard or turnip and collard. One or the other.
Y'all ever fuck with Swiss chard? Or is that not an acceptable green?
Not when it comes to saying that you're cooking greens.
That looks like a beefy green, though.
Now, I might be tripping, but I'm pretty sure if you say you're cooking greens, it's either mustard, collard, or turnip. One or the. It's like that's the top three. You know what I mean? Now, Swiss chard maybe, because I mean, some people say cooking greens and you cooking dandelion greens.
Yeah, you got.
You know what I'm saying? Which people eat them shits.
Yeah,
which is pretty good. They kind of funky, but pretty good.
It goes right next to tofurkey.
Yeah.
Which I'm not against, man. You want to make a tofu turkey? I've had some that's pretty tasty. Mm-hmm. I've had some people cook some stuff that's like not meat, and it's wildly like you get into that seitan stuff and that like that once they start using nutritional yeast stuff, man, it gets wild. Mm-hmm. Like you can really change some minds if you do that stuff. But I don't think it's a substitute. But I think it's not a direct substitute. It's an edible substitute. No, I mean, like it's a good
texture. Listen, man, tofu don't create the proper texture to replace meat.
Nah, it doesn't.
Not saying it ain't good, because if you get a good firm tofu and cook it up right and have it with other stuff, it's not a bad thing to eat. Like it's pretty good, because all it do is just take on flavor of anything you put on it. Yeah, especially like I made tofu for a friend before. My friend's wife. I cooked. I don't remember what I cooked for him, but I made a whole bunch of food. Okay. And I think I made kebabs. So I think I had steak and chicken kebabs. But she's vegetarian. His wife's vegetarian. So I made tofu for her and made kebabs out of it. So what I did the night before, I blocked it up like a good firm tofu, and I let it sit in like a garlic and onion and whatever seasoned infused oil overnight, so all that flavor soaks in. Then I seared it in a cast iron, and then like seared each side in a cast iron, so I get a good crust on it. And then I skewered it and just cooked it like kebabs with mushrooms and all that other stuff on the grill, like I was cooking any other meat. And that came out real good. Like I ate a couple. Like the flavor was the business. It had a flavor of like a steak, but the texture of like a firm tofu, you know what I'm saying? Man. But it wasn't bad.
I'm thinking about getting back to some of these trends, man. Then you had, what was the next thing? Air fryers, baby.
Yeah. I ain't never used the air fryer, but to me, on a health standpoint and a speed standpoint, is good. But if you're a person that to me, well, I think anything cooked in it is probably good. But it's not the same. No, and it's like, I was like, you ain't flouring your chicken. Like if you cooking a classic fried chicken, like we talked about before, like with flour and breading, like or fish, you ain't air frying a dang like breaded fish. No, it does. Anything breaded, it's not gonna be the same.
Dude, to me, like
it's pretty much like a little on the counter oven.
It is, but it's minus the preheat time.
Yeah.
So if you're rocking an air fryer, you could really just like. It's basically a countertop oven. A countertop convection oven is all you have. And then The crazy thing is like, yeah, it's not frying shit.
No.
It's literally just the same thing as an oven.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
like
just
my
less
favorite
work.
is like people would be like, "Oh man, well I can do French fries on it." I'd be like, you would have just put those French fries in your oven anyway.
Yes.
It's not any better for you.
No, exactly.
And now you just have it. So here's what happened: we got
Yeah.
one, and for a minute I was like, "Okay, cool," but like I was just cooking shit in there that I shouldn't be eating anyway. I was like, I can make pizza rolls in here without preheating the oven.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And like that was it. And then I was just like, the only thing that made me laugh about it, the trends about it, people putting all these air fryer recipes online. There was you find the guy on Instagram, he's called like the air fryer guy.
When he was doing like random things in there.
That dude was great.
Yeah.
He has those really terrible songs.
Mm-hmm.
He's just singing about whatever he's doing, and he's just destroying shit in that air fryer.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm not into it as much. I got my sister one for Christmas, and she is a fan so far. She made a couple different things. She's like, I made a hamburger in that thing. I was like,
my brother and them got one. They dig it a lot, but it's like when it comes, like you said, it just takes away the preheat time of the oven. It ain't no different than the oven. Yeah.
For me, it's eating up space. Like I got one just eating up space.
Yeah.
But I also have a
You only making a meal for you.
Yeah, but you know what's
too.
even
It's like if you got a big family, you ain't cooking a whole meal for your family.
Bro, I don't know what you do with your deep fryer, but my deep fryer is like fully loaded, like oil in, just under the counter, so I can just pull it out ready to go.
Yeah. Mine's sitting on the side of where my dish drainer is.
Yeah, it's
mine's sitting to the side, and then I can just move it and fry some shit up.
Mine's tucked away, and then like you wouldn't even think it has oil in it, and you pull it out, it's ready to go.
Yeah, you pick it up, you go, oh shit.
Yeah,
Boy,
it's
heavy.
great. I throw that thing down.
Yeah,
that thing's fantastic.
Look how far I didn't move this table, man.
I know. I'm just watching it in the camera.
Yeah.
Slowly.
There you go. I straightened that joint
Quincy
up,
just
baby.
leaning the table out of the frame.
But
But so air fryers. What else did people get into that was really wild? Like those are the ones I mostly caught on to. For me personally, coffee got pretty.
People started doing
that
a lot
Dalgona
of
coffee, man. That one where you like whip it all up.
People started doing that a lot.
That's really not that great for you.
I mean, I wouldn't want it.
Here's the thing. So a lot of people make that, and it's like instant coffee, and you whip it up with sugar, and you make this kind of like foam. The problem is you use like 4 times the amount of coffee that you would normally consume to make that foam. Yeah. So people are drinking that.
And I was thinking, you're not really supposed to just like eat that much coffee ground, right?
Well, if it's instant
coffee, I guess.
So instant coffee is weird. So with instant coffee, what they do is you like freeze dry coffee, and then it makes these little flakes that they would, if you brewed them, they would just straight up dissolve in the water entirely. So you'd lose it. So you could eat them, but it's just the amount that they're using is kind of a lot
for one little cup.
You kind of got to be conscious of that, because otherwise you're really like taking in a lot of caffeine than you normally would. And it's going to be offset, and you won't think about it because it's like a big sugary, like a sugar bomb. But it's not. It's probably not the best thing to consume.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
But I think it was exciting for most people, because I mean, most people at home.
I feel like that's what got TikTok kind of started. I feel like that was the first trend that I noticed TikTok on.
It could be.
I feel like it, at least.
I just think people were bored of just drinking like black coffee at home, and they were like, man, and a lot of people don't drink black coffee. Yeah, and they're like going to the store and look at this brand. Yeah, dude, he's got a whole thing of cold brew in here right now. But
it's strong.
But yeah, man, the that trend was weird.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't have to suffer for coffee.
Yeah, you wasn't struggling.
I kind of have a coffee business, man. I could just do whatever I want. I'm like, coffee's good to go. But yeah, some people I know, they weren't going to cafes, and a lot of people go to cafes all the time. Yeah. The biggest market right now for coffee is for people still making it at home. Yeah. And a lot of people, like, home espresso machines are like, the sales,
my homie just bought one, and I'm about to send him some of your coffee. He just bought a espresso machine. Yeah. I was like, I'll send you some coffee.
We'll hook him up, man. We'll get it going. But like, yeah, the home market's like still really booming, and it's just, I mean, people start factoring in that you could, go out and spend $7 a day, like, probably on a coffee habit. But, like, you look at like a home espresso machine, like, done right. Like, if you wanted a cafe grade espresso machine at home, you're dropping between like $3,000 and $6,000.
He ain't spend that much, but he spent a good amount that I wouldn't have spent on one. I was like, boy, what?
If you want one that competes with a cafe, you're going to be spending between $3,000 and $6,000.
Yeah.
And if you get, I mean, you can go way above.
Boy, I got a old bun joint that was $20.
Well, that's drip brew. If drip brew is your thing, you're good to go. But if you want that espresso experience and you want it cafe proper, you're spending the money. Yeah. Now, anybody else is going to tell you they can deliver that, they're lying to you, and they'll do it for hundreds of bucks, but it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
And then,
but it's good enough for your home
you'll be
desire.
Fine. You're going to be aight. But if you want the real shit, you want to use the real tools, you want to have the same build. That shit's going to cost. And then, you gotta
maintenance that joint.
Yeah, but you got to think about it, man. You're spending like how much? What does $7 a day turns into a lot of money pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of money. Like that you could pay off real fast. So like, and some people have like $20 a day coffee habits.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, you could probably buy one of them shits and save some money.
Yeah, save you some money. Yeah.
I often joke a lot of times that we opened a coffee company so that like it would save us money on drinking coffee. Just so we'd have a little bit of it. So, that's kind of what it was. But yeah, that's kind of all I can think of at the moment off the top of the head.
I think we hit it. Yeah.
So like, please write in. Please give us. We'll open
There's
up.
There's a lot of trends out there.
Yeah, we can open up the whole thread in the Nom Syndicate. Oh, there's a couple new things that happened that I'll announce at the end of here that are pretty fun. One, we are in the very early phases. Like we're just now launched it. So if you get in now, you'll be an early member. But we have started a Nom Syndicate sub-community on Reddit. So you can go to Reddit and then the /r/ and then go to Nom Syndicate on Reddit. You can join. We're going to be doing some cool stuff there. As always, we have the community on Facebook. It is a private group, and you just have to look up Nom Syndicate.
Yeah. Well, there's the podcast one and the...
Well, there's a page. The page for the Nom Syndicate podcast, there's a Nom Syndicate page, and that's like for the podcast. But then there's also a subsequent group. And the group is like really...
It's very active, man.
Yeah, very food stuff on there. Centric. We talk about food. We post pictures of food. Everybody's like talking about sharing recipes and doing all sorts of stuff. And once COVID finally stops being such a pain in our ass, we'll have like community gatherings and things like that down the road and like doing cool stuff like that. But one thing that I'm really hoping to launch soon is some food challenges up in that piece. We'll be getting those going pretty soon. I think that'll be exciting. But like I'm saying, if you get in any of those things, you can go ahead and leave us some comments. And one of the things that we'd love to hear is what food trends do you remember that we did not cover? Because we didn't cover them all. Yeah. We only did this, we're about like 40-something minutes into this. There's no way we covered them all. There's tons. No,
there's a lot.
So school us. Yeah. Tell us what we got horribly wrong. Tell us what you think is better.
Instagram. Yeah. YouTube.
Send the hate. Send the love. We love it all. All of it. We'll take the hate. We'll take the love. Yeah. We don't even care. But that's all we got for today. So until next time, take it easy and peace.
Peace.
All right. All right. I got to click so many things. Oh, now I'm moving the fucking table.
Yep, look at you.
I'm out of control over here.
Stop the recording, Frank.